Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tasty Tech Guy if you didn't know, and in this video, I am going to be doing another PC build. This is going to be for my main PC, and I'm going to show off all the components I'm going to be using. The first thing is the RTX 4070 Ti by Gigabyte. It's actually the Ti Super. And then obviously we have streamers right here. So Canada's Computers did not have the Hyte Y60 PC case that I wanted. They also didn't have the AIO that I wanted, so I'm gonna have to order that from Amazon, and I'll be doing a build tomorrow. So, also they didn't have the other streamer, which is fine. I can just order that from Amazon as well. They had this one. Right here is a 2TB SSD by WD Black. 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RGB Vengeance RAM by Corsair. We have MSI's Ezio RGB fans. There's 3 of them, with an RGB controller at the very back. So the Hyte PC case does not have any fans installed at all, so I had to buy some, which is fine. The AMD Ryzen 9 7900X. Then we got the ROG Strix B650E that has Wi-Fi and RGB. And then to top it all off, holy, this 850 watt Corsair PSU. So I'm only gonna unbox a few things today. The first thing I'm gonna be unboxing is the WD Black 2TB SSD. So here it is in all of its glory. We've got the manual, which I just don't need. Then when you take off this cover, you have the SSD. So Canada's Computers pretty much already opened it up for me. But the reason why is because they have to check to see if any pins are broken, if there's any lost pins, if there's any just faults in the motherboard in general. So I don't need the knife for this one. It is a Wi-Fi board, so it does have a Wi-Fi adapter right here. So I'm going to take that out. Right here it is. As you can see, you just plug these two into your PC, and then you do this and put this onto your PC. It's magnetic, so it just sticks onto it. First, I'm just gonna show y'all what's actually inside. Whoa! What? They give you a keychain! Or this is like for like a lanyard or something. This is so cool. What? And obviously, they have this, like they do in all of their products. Some zip ties. I'm really glad that they include stuff like this. They have a sticky thing, which, this is the heatsink. Or they call it a thermal pad. But then we have some of the cables that you need to install the motherboard. They have a singular screw inside of here. But that lanyard thing was a really nice touch. I actually really like that. You have it in all of its glory right here. I will do some zooming in because I want you guys to see this. So right here is where you have to put the CPU, obviously. Then you put your M.2, I'm assuming right in here. I think that's covering the heat. And then 4 DIMM slots right here. But I'm only gonna be using 2 because I do not need 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. It's just unneeded. Then we have the CPU. Finally this time, I'm getting a Ryzen 9 instead of just Ryzen 7s, because that's what I've gotten for the last, I don't even know how long. So it does come with the CPU cooler, which I won't be using because I'm getting an AIO, which you guys will see in a little bit. For me, it'll be like a day because of Amazon Prime. But in here is where the actual CPU is. Right here's the cooler. I don't need this, so I'm probably gonna just sell it or something. This is what's inside the box, just nothing. But yeah, let's open this thing up. I love the design. It's so cool. So we just have the instruction manual. And also should come with a sticker. I think it does. Yep, there we go. Right inside there. Ryzen 9, there we go. Wow. Then the last thing I'm gonna be unboxing is the RAM. And then tomorrow I'm gonna get all of my other stuff. So I'm gonna have to get to ordering that. So let's just check what's inside the box. We have an instruction manual, or safety and compliance information. But most importantly, here is the RAM. Gorgeous. So you just pop it out like this. And here, oh wow, is the DDR5. This is definitely my best looking build yet. I mean, I'd hope so with the price tag. But yeah, let's get ready to build it. So obviously the first thing I need is my motherboard. Then I'm just gonna lift up this little tab. It just takes a little bit of force, not too much though. I'm gonna lift this tab up. My CPU right here. This is the one thing I just don't like doing because it scares me. Just like some of the most like expensive components together. Then you just pop this little tab off right here, and it just goes right in, and then there's your CPU. Next up is the M.2 right here. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Yep, there it is. There we go. This is just the heatsink right here. So I'm just gonna grab my SSD, just a little bit of force. See that? Boom, I got it. I think I got it perfectly. You wanna make it pretty snug, but not like too tight. There we go. Now the heatsink is all in place and it looks good. I'm gonna do some sticker peeling. It's so beautiful. Like I've never actually had an ROG Strix like board, and I can see why people get it now. Then the RAM, and these are the only things I'm gonna be installing today. This is all I can do. So that is all I'm gonna be doing today. Tomorrow will be the actual build day. Tomorrow I'll have everything built. Awesome. Alright, so I am still waiting for the PC case and the AIO to actually come in. Canvas Computers didn't have it, so I bought it from Amazon, and so we have Amazon Prime, and it'll take about 2 days, maybe 3 days to come in. So while I wait for that, I'm gonna do a little bit of unboxing. And a literal tornado just hit Canada, or mostly Ontario. So that's fun. It's very stormy here, very wet, very rainy, and I have to work today, so yeah. So this is the RGB Strimmer Plus V2 by Leanne Lee. It's the 8-pin extension for the GPU. I just ordered the 24-pin for the PSU. So I've already unboxed this before. I mean, not this current one, but I have 2 others in my other PC. Right here, this is what it all looks like. This is one of the cables. These are little clamps to help with cable managing. And this is the strimmer itself. This is the PSU. Then I'm gonna open up the cable bag as well. First cable that's in here is a PCIe. And these are actually braided cables. Then we have PSU to PCIe. This one's for your PSU and to your graphics card. Then this is the power cable. This is when you plug into your motherboard, so I guess I can just call it motherboard cable, but yeah. Very big. And they're very high quality cables. Here's a bunch of SATA cables for your hard drive, the CPU, and the PSU. Alright, so believe it or not, I actually just pulled off a pretty smart move. So this is the stock cable that it comes with, which you actually can take off the RGB part of this. You can take this part off and like separate these two, which is what I did. So basically, I needed this on 2 ends. So this is a 12 volt 8-pin connector that needs to go into your PSU and into your 4070, 4080, 4090. That's what it works with. But then this end is different. It's for a different PSU, which I don't have. So what I did is I actually used what was in the PSU and I put it right here, and I have a black theme setup, so it's not going to be noticeable. So I actually did a pretty decent job at the front. There's like no black sticking out, and at the back it does not matter because this is going to the back of your PC, so it does not matter. Because with the other PSU it mattered about the length, with this one it just doesn't. And with the Hyte Y60 case that I'm getting, there's a lot of room for cable management, so this will be a problem. But you can do the same thing to save you some money. Instead of going out and buying a whole nother strimmer, you can just do what I did right here. So this is a 8 volt, or this is a 12 volt 8-pin. This is a 12 volt 8-pin, so it's gonna work into the PSU and the GPU. Just a little tip in case you guys need it as well. Alright guys, so it has been around a week since I have last spoken to you guys, and everything is finally in. I got my Hyte Y60 case, my Kraken Elite, my RAM, my motherboard, my 4070, strimmers, fans, PSU. We got everything, so I am going to just get to building. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox the case and just show you guys what kind of case it is. And also I'm going to be using this Kingston electric screwdriver to screw the whole build in. First, I'm just going to take it out of the box, obviously. right here is the Hyte Y60 in the white and black color wave. The black definitely overtakes the white. It's just got white accents because that's what my setup is. So the first thing it comes with is this instruction manual, just showing like all the components that go into where, which I might need, but probably not. And then right here they have the I/O, where there is a USB-C, a headphone / microphone jack, and 2 USB ports, and obviously the power button. Then at the bottom there's already 2 pre-installed fans, so that's pretty cool. But I heard they're not that good, so I'm going to be replacing them with these fans that actually give off a wireless look. They're by MSI, and I'll show you what they are later on in the video. Then you got your styrofoam thing right here so that the riser doesn't snap in half. And this is the GPU mounter, and I'm going to be mounting my GPU vertically because it is a beautiful GPU. Obviously it's the 4070, it's big, it's a triple fan, and it has RGB on it to show it off. At the top, I can mount a 360mm AIO, and right here I can mount 2 180mm fans. Same with at the back, that comes with a pre-installed fan that just isn't good, like I said. There's a lot of room, there's a lot of breathing room at the bottom. There are some rubber grommets right here, so it's easier to cable manage. But yeah, I am going to get to building. Then right here, I got my motherboard, and earlier on in this video, I already put in a CPU, the RAM, and the SSD. But I was actually wrong. You should not put the RAM in the 1 and 3 slot. It should be in the 2 and 4 for the fastest speeds. It doesn't really matter, but that's just so it can be just a little bit faster, and you can use the best out of your RAM. I'm getting poked by all the just everything on this motherboard. Actually, there is one thing I forgot to do, and that was grab all these screws from the back of the case, and I'm going to show you where they are. They're just right here. They have a little box, and this should have all your screws and things in. Let's just see. And I do want to see if the front panel connectors are all in one. We got HD audio, which I don't need to plug in because I only use the one in my mic. And oh my gosh, thank you, Hyte. So it's all just in one cable instead of having it in about 8 different ones, so I'm really happy about that. But there is going to be a lot of cables in this build, obviously. So just in this one box, there are all the screws and zip ties that you need. 9 pieces for HDD, in case you want to install 2. Motherboard and SSD right here. And for PSU. But yeah, I'm just going to install the motherboard and we'll be in business. I'm thinking later on if I should switch to 2 SSDs, which I probably will. There we go. That is all these screws done, I'm pretty sure. Don't see any more, so yes, that is. And motherboard is very securely on. And we've already done the RAM, the CPU, the motherboard installation, and yeah, so I think next I'm going to move on to the AIO. This is one I haven't actually opened, so I'm going to open it. This is probably one of my favorite components in the entire build. It's got a really cool LCD screen. My old one basically was like just a little square of whatever GIF you could put on it, and it was a little bit annoying because there was so much wasted potential. But then they came out with this one where it's the entire screen. So what you get in the box is the instruction manual, 3 fans that are, I'm pretty sure, 180mm. If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure. You got the fan hub, obviously you get the radiator right here. And then you get all the brackets and screws to mount it. And then, you know, the LCD screen right here. First, I'm gonna get prepped for putting on this beauty. The Hyte PC case comes with this like mounting thing for your AIO. It's just a place to put in your radiator, and then you screw it in from the other end. Then you can put it at the top, drill it into the top panel, and then you're done. So what I'm doing right here is I'm putting on these little screws with 2 sides. I put them on the CPU socket. Then I grab the pump and I put on the AM5 socket that goes at the bottom of the pump. I put that on, then I get these other nuts and I screw them down. So this part was a little bit impossible to record and like talk throughout it, so I'm just gonna show you guys. So basically, as I explained, right here, this little bracket is the bracket that you put your radiator into. And then you screw on the fans at the bottom and then have the radiator at the top. So what you just gotta do is grab the screws that you unscrewed this thing from originally, and then just screw it right back in. If it slots in, then you're good. If it doesn't, then switch around the orientation of the fans, then you'll be good. Alright, so I'm about to install the GPU, and I will record that, obviously. But I've done quite a bit off camera, just like cable managing, cable tying, and just connecting all the cables in general. Because it's difficult, it's pretty boring to watch, so I didn't put any of it in the video, but yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I really hope I did everything right, because if I did, then I'm going to install this, and then I have to wait for my streamers to come in, which are like these LED cables. Then my PC will be all done. So basically this is just the cable adapter right here. Some screws for vertically mounting, but my thing already has a bracket pre-installed, so I don't need any of this. Transition. So here's the GPU. This is gonna go inside of here, so here it is. Took a little bit, but we got it. Then I'm just gonna wait for my streamer cables to get in, then I'll do the whole power on, and then that'll be the end of the video. So yeah.
To the finish line, seatbelt, fast whips, got a winning shirt off, ain't no 10 in mine. Friends keep saying slow down, should've seen the